Hello everybody and welcome to another Terrainify tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how we paint our new stalagmites. These guys are super fast and simple to paint. And they only require 3 coats, so I've already base coated these in black. So next we are going to add our first dry brush layer, and that's going to be our purple, and then we're going to follow it up with a light gray dry brush. So let's get started. These really don't take a whole lot of paint. So a quick tip for something small like this with a lot of crevices, it is easier to use a rounded brush for these, a rounded pointed brush. It just helps to get into all the crevices better. So we're just going to start by dry brushing. And I will say the purple paint does show up better once it has dried a little bit. So give it a few moments. Trust yourself when you paint these, and if you mess up, it's okay. This is your terrain and nobody else's, so they're not mistakes. That's how it's supposed to look. Now you can definitely work on one section at a time. Make sure it's to your liking before you move on, or you can just keep moving that brush around, adding more if you need. Remember, it's easy to add more. It's really hard to take away, because basically you just have to start over. Hopefully you could tell I am going a little bit heavy with this purple color, but again, it is also becoming more obvious as it dries. And if you're having trouble getting into those crevices, trying to dry brush into them, just use my favorite method and just stab the paint in there. And the nice thing about these little stalagmites is you have a lot of possibilities for painting them. If you didn't want to base coat it in black, you could base coat it in probably a metallic or something, and then do a darker dry brush over that. So maybe dry brush black. But for these, I just want to make them really stand out nicely. If stabbing the brush in doesn't work, you could also use the wiggle method and just kind of wiggle and twist the brush in there. It really does work. All right, so that's it. We've already done our first layer of dry brush. So now we're going to do our second layer of dry brush. Again, I really prefer to use a nice rounded, pointed round brush for this. Unfortunately, I only have one big one, so I'm gonna have to move to the smaller one. And I will put all of our paint colors that we used in the description below. So, you know, just look for that. Obviously, you don't have to use the same paint colors as us. But if you want to go for the exact look with no errors. Okay, so if you look closely, you can see that this purple is definitely darker. Again, it is just dry brushed on here. I have not base coated it, it's just a dry brush. And it becomes really obvious when we do the lighter gray on top of it. It is very stark at first, but give it a moment, because where the purple becomes more visible as it dries on top of the black, the gray actually dries a little bit darker. So it's a little stunning at first, but bear with it and trust the process. You're gonna love it. So again, light brush strokes. Most of the time dry brushing is in the wrist, but when you're doing something really small like this, it's actually going to be more in your fingers. Just a nice quick back and forth motion. Make sure you're getting all of the sides. That purple color for a dry brush probably takes the longest. This gray goes super fast. You don't have to put it as heavy. It's, you know, it's easy to tell where you have it, where you want to add some more, maybe when to stop adding some more. Don't forget to do the tippy tops of your stalagmites. And that's it. We did it. We painted a stalagmite. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you love your new little stalagmites. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Also check out Terrainify.com for all of our tiles, models, and STL files. Thanks for watching.